Hello everyone, hello everywhere across America. The Gary Russen program is coming up next on GJRB. We got a lot going on, so I hope you'll stay with me for the show. We got some really good stuff to talk about. We have, let's see, we're going to talk about the loss of a great actress. And we'll talk about her all coming up next, right after the news. It's 2 o'clock Central Time.
Now on the Gary Russen program, true news that's not in the mainstream.
And to start the news this afternoon, we have a story for you. Here's what's going on in the news this afternoon here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Russen.
Isn't going to be easy.
And welcome to the program. I'm glad you could be with me today for a lot of great talk radio. And I hope you can stay with me for a lot of the great talk. And I'm hearing the radio in my voice, so I'm going to fix that issue. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm getting a radio station somewhere, and I cannot. It's distracting. Don't know where it's coming from. I'm getting a radio station somewhere.
By conservative Republicans.
Okay, I'm
about excluding the federal deficit.
This will pay for itself with growth and with
why am I getting a radio station in my head?
Different deductions.
Okay. For some reason, I don't know what happened there. So we're going to do a brief newscast, and we'll fix this issue. I am sorry for the technical problems today. We're just kind of starting a little offbeat today. So I'm going to go manual. Okay, starting the news today, North Korea is in the news with 100 senators. We'll be briefing about the action to take against the North Korea. Secretary of State Tex Tillerson, along with Secretary of Defense James Mattis and Secretary General, and also Sean Spicer, Secretary of State. North Korea's armed forces conducted large military drills near the eastern port of Hwasun, and the military exercises there. And also the Navy's 7th Fleet and Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group is conducting some simultaneous bilateral exercises in the U.S. regional allies, North Korea, Japan, to display a military might for North Korea's border. The federal judges blocked President Trump from enforcing a threat to take away funds from sanctuary cities. The ruling came from William H. Warwick, Santa Clara, and San Francisco, and the cities are arguing that the threat could take away federal funding from cities that don't cooperate with federal immigration enforcement, which can be unconstitutional. Granting a nationwide injunction, Warwick blocked the government from enforcing a key portion of Trump's January executive order on immigration, and ordered the Department of Homeland Security and Justice Department to block cities who do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement receiving federal funds. Orr's ruling does find the policy unconstitutional. He did find that counties and cities who are challenging this new demonstration, they could face immediate irreparable harm if the policy were allowed to be put into place. Well, today's trading, the Dow Industrial Average is up 32, the NASDAQ 9, and the S&P is at 5.11. And that's what's going on in the news right now. News you don't get anywhere else. True news on the hour. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.
You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy. Bible Prophecy on the next way out there. We'll look at some future events. On a recent Coast to Coast with George Norrie, Peter Kling was a guest, and he had an encounter with alien beings and saw the future. In addition, strange but true, and a woman who claims to be a mermaid. We'll look at Linda Moulton House Earth Files and more strange fun on Way Out There. Free Style Friday afternoon, April 28th at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. Next news at the bottom of the hour. Get Wilkins praised, recovered, and informed. Now it's time for the Gary Russen program, discussing what's in the news, sports, and other things happening in the world. And now, you can talk to Gary live at area code 563-613-4260. In a sea of lies and deception, this is the beacon of truth on internet radio. This is the Gary Russen program on GJRB.
Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. I'm getting an echo somewhere. Where's that coming from? I'm here. Yeah. Lovely. Fabulous. Hello everyone. Hello everywhere across America, listening on social sites and even outside our GJRB Spreaker studio. Welcome to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. Hang on a second while I try to figure out. Lovely. Marvelous.
Hello. Songs out there that you can do is reverb nation. Reverb nation. Listen, really good to new music from new artists from every town and every state.
And wait a minute, I gotta shut my automation off because if I don't shut off my automation, another commercial plays. Wonderful, lovely, splendid, magnificent. So what's going on? Anything new? Oh, lovely. Fabulous. Well, I just started my show, so, I'm sorry. Oh, wonderful. Magnificent. This is always fun. This is live entertainment right on the air. Gotta have that once in a while. Spontaneous combustion, you know. Lovely. Wonderful. Magnificent. Fantastic. Well, it's been an interesting week, or weekend here on GJRB. First off, got my sound back the other day. Boy, that was fun. I don't know what happened on Saturday, but I got the sound back, and that was interesting because I had my speakers plugged in the wrong jack in the back of the computer. I'm wondering why I'm not getting any sound. Why my speakers aren't working. Well, I had it plugged in the wrong plug. Wonderful. Anyway, you know how that goes. Sometimes you just, anyway. Sometimes I just don't know how to get rid of a bomb. Anyway, I got this fixed, and we're back on the air, and, well, speaking of not getting rid of a bomb, how about this whole bit now going on with Korea? I was watching a video over this past weekend, really was disturbing. They were celebrating, North Korea was celebrating what was their 105th anniversary, apparently. The great-grandfather of Kim Jong-un, which was, I think, Kim Tu-sing, or something like that, right? Which started in North Korea, whatever that is. And apparently, he had a big celebration, kind of like we have here in America, big band and, marching music or patriotic music or their patriotic music. And they had a propaganda video in the background showing on a big screen. And it shows them nuking the United States. And in the picture they show a flag burning, the whole bit, cheering it on. And I believe that was just that was just a video. That was a propaganda video. It was probably produced somewhere in probably one of North Korea's television stations. You never know where that came from. And the video, like I said, very disturbing. It was like cheering that on, The United States of America getting blasted by these low-life, slant-eyed fools, okay? I mean, really, I think that Obama would probably let this happen. Because, Obama loves foreigners. He doesn't like America. So, he's going to cheer that on. He ought to just ship him over there. But Donald Trump, President Trump, I think would make sure that this doesn't happen. He had the U.S. Carl Vinson over there. And apparently they are doing maneuvers on the border of North Korea right now. They had, we were also testing a ballistic missile. And I'll be talking about this later on in the show. And, I'm saying it, you got to wonder about this now. What's going to, come about out of this. Because the situation stands that, North Korea doesn't like us. So they're going to pull this kind of stuff. And, it's just I'm keeping an eye on that story. And I got some breaking news this afternoon when I go to my favorite part of the show, where I do scroll through social media. I'll have that coming up here later on the Gary Russen program. That's where I go through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the social media that I broadcast on. And I look at news stories that are posted by my followers. Are the people that bring news stories to me, and I follow a lot of news items from. I follow Fox, I follow a lot of them. Sports, I follow ESPN, and I follow a lot of them. And I go through Facebook quite a dozen times throughout the afternoon when I do my show here. So I usually kind of rummage through it and find stuff. Oh, and by the way, welcome to our show, actually. This is going to be news and comment on the Gary Russen program after 3 o'clock today. And I'll bring you some of this stuff. This is our semi-freestyle edition of the Gary Russen program, which means that I do a little bit of tight stuff. I have various things that I do. The breaks are a little tight, and then usually about the midway through the show, I'll do a promo break, and we'll come back in and just do a live show, and I just give you a chance to get on the stuff. So I hope you'll stay with me today. The Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online, and we're going to see who's out there, and we're going to go through the social media and find things on all my Facebook and Twitter and Google+. So we're going to have a good time today here on the Gary Russen program. Well, weather on the fives. Got some interesting news stories to bring to you, and try to get all that fun stuff ahead here. Got some interesting stories in weather in the news, including Minnesota. Some people say they felt an earthquake there, but what they were doing was they were dynamite. There was some demolition going on. And some flooding in the south. Real bad flooding in the south at this point. The North Carolinas, all the way down, I think, into Alabama. They've been having really bad flooding. I was looking at some of the pictures yesterday on my Facebook page, and they've got some roads covered completely with water up to a point. And it doesn't look too good for them down there. They got some terrible stuff going on. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you, and a whole lot more. So I hope you'll stay with me for the Gary Russen program. I'll have the complete weather on the 5s. We'll take a look at some national temperatures as well. Take a look at what's going on nationwide and weather on the 5s. And see really what's going on wherever you may be here on GJRB Online. And I hope maybe we can get some interaction going on with one of our newest artists. Okay, we're off the air temporarily here on Spreaker. There we go. We're back on live. Okay, for just about, I'd say, a few seconds, we were off the air there. Sorry about that. While we were down for like that few seconds, I wanted to make a point here. I want to pass this along before we get knocked off again. The interview that I had booked with Samuel Day is postponed. I'm going to be setting that up for next week. I don't know what happened there. Apparently, when we had the sound issue on Saturday, I thought I wasn't going to be able to set up the interview with Samuel Day. So I'm going to be resetting that up for next week. That will be either a video or audio interview. I'm not sure yet what it's going to be. I'm hoping it will be audio. I'm going to try to do that with my XSplit broadcaster so that we can record it and put it up on the for the live stream show we got coming up at the end of May, in which I'll repeat that interview. And I will let you know when that's going to come up and keep you informed on that so that you can be well aware of that situation. That for some reason or other I had to pull that interview because of that situation. That I lost the audio, and I had to reschedule the interview. I didn't really have my questions ready either for him. I had a set of questions I wanted to write down when I interview him, and I didn't get to finish that set of questions. So that is part of another reason why I decided to pull that interview for that one reason. So, and I will reschedule that interview for another recording session so that we can get it ready there. We got a lot of stuff going on today here on GJRB Online, the Gary Russen program, and I hope you'll stay for it. And looking at you, and hope you'll stay with me for the best in internet talk radio, the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. And coming up, we'll do a weather on the weather 5 and see what's nationwide weather. I'm still trying to work on these. I haven't had perfection on that, so be patient with me on local temperature. I'll try local temperature. If any reason I can't, I will have it later in the hour. Of course, weather at 25 and 55 past the hour, right here on the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. I'm glad you could be with me today for the Gary Russen program, and I hope you'll stay with me today. We've got a lot going on, so let's take a break. And we'll be right back with more of the Gary Russen program right after this.
If you got new and searching artists artists and why your songs out there. The place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation is an ability devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a little artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page, alternating Saturdays at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB Online.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online.
This is Michael J. Martin, and you're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online.
Oh, yes, baby bubble, bubbles, and stingers. With Bumbo Boogie. Yeah, welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker, and this is our semi-freestyle Wednesday, middle of the road, over the hump day, whatever you want to call it, radio show. That means that we do, no holds barred, just kind of like leave it free for you and get a chance to talk about what's in the news and what's happening across the nation, and kind of leave it up, leave it somewhat semi-freestyle, which means free. That means wide open, means anything can happen on this program, and usually does. You heard a prime example of that, as my wife was, popping in there, and so at the beginning of the show, or little technical problems like trying to get the news started and everything. So it's just one of those days. So welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America. Glad you could be with me today. Got a lot of things going on today, so we're going to get started on the Gary Russen program for our semi-freestyle show and see what's happening in the news as we are doing wide open, no holds barred, exciting, wide open show. So we're going to do that today. Let's do weather in the news. Yeah. See what's going on in the world of weather in the news. And there was some shaking going on in Minnesota. Yeah, it left residents in Mankato wondering what the heck is going on. Monday morning at about 11:04 a.m., there was an uncontrolled blast that was conducted in a quarry on 900 Cleveland Avenue there. Afterwards, there was such a vibration that it was suspected that due to weather and overpressure may have caused what they call a pressure wave. Mankato city officials say the U.S. Geological Survey listed as a blast as the same as a magnitude earthquake 2.8 on the Richter scale. Jordan Sands has suspended all blast until further notice. According to a news release, city officials are saying the incident was under investigation by the BEC, which is the Emergency Management Directors. Mike Moyer, who said that they have been no reports of any significant damage in Mankato, but the Mankato police are now handling the investigation. Local Kasota Stone, I think that's pronounced Kasota Stone, prized for its color and variations, was used in its construction around the world and has been mined in that area for more than 100 years. And the two quarries in Mankato area are mostly unseen by residents, and the mining was stopped at the Mankato Quarry located near the Madison Avenue and Riverfront Drive, Now, they're still operating the Jefferson Quarry, which begins just north of Pine Street, but it parallels Minnesota's river, so the Minnesota River. So apparently, I guess what happened there is when they had the blast, I guess it messed up a lot of things, and they said that they could hear this thing, and boy oh boy, I guess it did some interesting, wow. So what do you think about that? We'll talk about that. That was weird, and there was, like I said, some severe flooding in where was that? Where did I say that was? The Carolinas. Let's take a look. I'm going to go to my. I know where that's at. I found that flooding, which is raging across several U.S. states. This is according to an ABC report. Let me see if we can get down to that. Here it is. ABC report. Southern states across the U.S. have been hit by severe flooding, including Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And I'm looking at some of the video right now. Boy, oh boy, is that! I mean, no road, nothing but river, nothing but river there. This is an ABC story, and they're saying, so any of you out there who are in the Carolinas, in that area, oh boy, that doesn't sound too good. Carolinas, and they're getting extensive flooding there. I'm looking at the map there, and there's some really severe weather through some of the midsection. The map, I'm looking at the the United States map there, and why is it every time it comes up, it always moves? Okay, some of the heaviest precipitation looks like it's centered just into the southern part of here, I believe, Iowa. Yeah, southern part of Iowa. I'll take a look at that. We'll do another national weather forecast for you there, and do our weather. So we'll do weather on the 5s in about 5 minutes. We'll do it when we get back on around 25-2. And we'll give you that full forecast, too. Okay, so about 25-2, we will do that. All right? You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online, on Spreaker, across America and around the world. Glad you could be with me today, and hope you'll stay with me for more of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. And join me for some great Internet talk radio. Let's take a look at some of the news headlines and some of the stories we'll be covering for you on News GJRB News and Comment coming up at the top of the hour. Some of the stories we're covering for you, that storms causing some flooding, and also in the news stories we're going to be commenting on next hour. And let's see here, we're going to go down the line here. Some of the stories we're commenting on next hour include the story about the sanctuary cities and how the judge there had blocked Trump's order on sanctuary cities and delaying funding on the border wall. It looks like Trump could delay funding on the border wall mainly because he can't on the funding. So we're going to talk, he can't find the money. There's no one to fund it. So they're going to do that. That's what's coming up at the top. I'm Gary J. Russen, GJRB News with this half-hour update. It is 2:30 in the Central Time Zone right now, and this is the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Glad you could be with me today.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russen program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russen program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russen program on GJRB.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB.
All right, we're back on the air. The Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker across all social sites. And I'm glad you could be with me today here on the this is a fine show. We just kind of have a lot of fun today. Semi-freestyle, which means not tight, no log, but we kind of like play around with the show, which is your chance to get on the air, your chance to have some fun, your chance to join me in the show. That's what we do here. So that we make the show a little bit more interesting, and of course, we do fun stuff like, scroll through social media, which is coming up here on the Gary Russen program on GJRB. And it's where we kind of go in and take a look at the social sites across America and see what's going on with people and saying hello and just having a blast. And yesterday I just put the completion into my the cardiac rehab. It is officially done as of yesterday. Yeah. Officially done as of yesterday. Don't have to worry about that now, which gives me more time to get these shows together and put them on. Oh, by the way, we'll be on the air after this show on Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock Central, right after we do the last 7 days at noon. And we're going to have way out there, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. I got some good stuff coming up, too. I've been looking through some stuff. Linda Moulton House Earth Files, and story about a woman who was picked up by police. Apparently, I guess she was indecent exposure, claimed to be a mermaid. I thought that was goofy. And a woman who had a car accident but blames it on the fact that she might have seen the Sasquatch. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that one. That's gonna be good. And of course we'll do Linda Moulton Howe's Earth Files, which always has interesting stories about what's going on in the news and the world of the Earth, and what's going on with the Earth. And of course the biggest news is what I just talked about a moment ago, about that earthquake in Minnesota. It wasn't an earthquake. They said they were doing some dynamite. They were doing some dynamite stuff with dynamite, or blowing something, or blasting, and apparently that blast caused it to the Earth to move in Mankato, which if you have ever watched Little House on the Prairie, Mankato is mentioned in episodes, and it's interesting that that was going on there, when that's like something that a town that's mentioned on Little House on the Prairie. I thought that was kind of interesting. It really was. So we'll talk about that coming up again next hour when we do our news and comment. And we'll find some more stories. And, of course, I want to say we're going to also do in our obits, we're going to talk about the sad parting of Joanie Cunningham, Erin Moran, who died this past weekend. They said now she had cancer, apparently. They were saying it was a drug overdose. But now they're saying that what it was that she had died of cancer. And it was a pretty sad situation there. And so I want to say condolences to that family, because that's terrible. She was a great actress. She not only did Happy Days, but she worked with Henry Winkler on a few of his shows. And she was a great part of television. And she got her start, actually, believe it or not, on some shows in the 1960s, like Family Affair. And sad to see her go. It was really sad that it was a very shocking thing when it broke. Because who would thought she would go when so young and everything. But things that just happen. And sad to say. But we'll be talking about that more today. And we'll do weather on the 5s at 5 minutes to the hour. And we were going to do weather on the 5s at 2:35, but we're going to do weather on the 5s at the usual time we do it. Remember, weather on the 5s at 25 and 55 minutes past the hour. And since we skipped 25 after, we're going to do it at 5 to the hour. Okay? All right? You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. I'm glad you could be aboard today, and we're kind of talking here. And you want to be a part of the program, we can get that arranged, and you can talk to us on the air. I have a GJRB cell that I use, so you can join me on the program, and you can be part of that. And we can talk a lot on the radio here on GJRB, here on Spreaker. Always fun doing that, talking on internet radio about different things. So I hope you'll stick around for that. So you want to do that. We'll also do a scroll through social media today, and go through all the social media. Of course, I told you I always do that. And your chance to participate in the program. And you can do that right here. Yeah. All you got to do is just drop me a line. I got the GJRB cell. Line's open. Area code 563-613-4260. Or you can just get on the GJRB Spreaker public site and hit that balloon icon. You can get me in the chat room. Just like on Saturday afternoon when a woman by the name of Rachel Ozzie joined us and said hello. And during our trivia show, Radio, Television, and Movie Classics, did not get any responses yet on some of them trivia questions. Come on, people. I know you know some of the answers to those. You know, really. Some of them are real simple. So, you know, come on. We have a lot of fun with that. So, see how many people can get those trivia questions. You know, be kind of fun to see what we can get there. So, I hope you'll participate in that one. And, let's see. Sorry about crooners because of that weather, that sound problem. But we're going to work on that one. I've got plans on sitting down and rescheduling that for another day. Also, I've got to help with the church. I'm a sound man at our Christian Community Fellowship Church. And as a result, we have moved a lot of our practices to Saturday. So with that in mind, I am suspending all Saturday programming on GJRB Online. We will not be on the air on Saturdays. We will go back to Saturdays if the opportunity arises, or for any opportunity that maybe perhaps the practice will be canceled in any way or some other way. More than likely what I'll do there is just run some programming like Radioland or something. In that case, if we have a special broadcast on a Saturday, it might be just recorded programs. It won't be anything live. But I will set up a program there where we could do that. But like I said, as of now, that's how that goes. And maybe perhaps we can work but one Saturday we will be on the air. Will be let's see, I'm going to go into my schedule here real quick, my calendar, pull that up real fast here so that I can kind of give that to you. Then we're going to go to a break. I'm going to give that to you here. I'm going to drop that in. Let's see. Where did I see that? Okay, I want to go down the ways. It would be May 6th, I believe. May 6th. We'll be on the air 9 to 11 p.m. May 6th. Saturday, May 6th for the Best of Jazz. It'll be our Saturday evening jazz program. The Best of Jazz, May 6th, here on GJRB Online. So we'll have that. And so stay with it. Some breaking news coming up. We just got this on End Time Headlines, which just popped up at the bottom of our screen. North Korea claims 5 million youth combat-ready youth. And they will annihilate U.S. with nuclear bombs. That's according to End Time Headlines. So, hey, they're going to mess with us. We mess with them. I think we ought to mess with them first before they go mess with us. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe we ought to just like get them before they get us. How about that? That sounds good to me. Yeah, these slant-eyed fools think they're going to play with America. Remember Hiroshima? Remember Nagasaki? If I was president, folks, I can guarantee you that they wouldn't be messing around with the U.S. of A. if I was president of the United States. I can guarantee you there would be no games played there. No. Yeah, they're going to mess with America. I dare them to try. It's going to be not pretty. All that is to it. We'll take a break. I'll be right back. More of the Gary Russen program after this break on GJRB.